guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. I'm excited to introduce my co host, Sambaza, creator and host of the Sambaza podcast, hailing from the Republic of Kenya. Sambaza has made a remarkable impact in the podcasting world, earning 3 nominations for Best African Diasporan Podcast by the APVA. He was a featured presenter at the 2024 Afros Audio Podcast Festival and is gearing up to present at the 2025 Podfest in sunny Orlando, Florida. Sambaza brings a wealth of knowledge and unique perspective to our show, and we're thrilled to have him as a co-host. So welcome, Sambaza.
Hey, what's up, Jen? Hey,
Yes.
it's been a while, and you seem to have relaxed too much. You had some good times, and forgetting how to say whatever we need to say. It's a new year, new things.
Well, yeah, Happy New Year to
You're stumbling
everyone.
on it. Yeah, Happy New Year,
Wait.
everyone. Hey, what's Sambazaji? Everyone out there, Happy New Year. See, Jen is stumbling. She just keeps stumbling and stumbling and stumbling, but we're good. It's those, getting off from Christmas and New Year's. Well, by the way, Happy New Year.
Yes, indeed. I don't feel like I'm stumbling, but uh, we definitely wanted to come and greet everyone for the new year as we roll out a new season, officially sharing visions, goals, exciting plans for 2025, and reflect on a few things from 2024 as we look forward to 2025 and give you a little preview of what is going on. So,
Yeah, guys. So welcome to 2025. Um, we've just started, and we have a lot planned for everyone out here, and to all the listeners that we've had so far. I want to thank you all for hanging out with us. I mean, guess what? It's been almost a year, and we've had incredible guests. We try to bring you incredible guests, and you have been hanging out with us all this time. And imagine it's almost a year. And just to go by what happened, we have achieved a lot. Jen, on your side, I see great achievements. Thrifting has been great on the selling part. I wish you could give me those bucks because I'm waiting for some money. Let's roll some money. As for me, well, I've had my family. We've had great times together. We celebrated Christmas. I, oh yeah, Jen already told you I'm gonna be a speaker on the Podfest. We're doing a picture kucha. I'm gonna try to record it, probably see a little bit of it. Hopefully, it's gonna come out like the way we want it to be. I'm always optimistic, and even though I'm optimistic, I do sound. I want to tell you, I'm also confident in what I'm doing. So maybe it's a
good,
Kenyan
good.
thing. Maybe it's a Kenyan thing. We say something, they tell you, "Hey, how's your business doing?" We say, "Oh, it's just there." We're trying. We're trying. Kenyans don't say that, "Oh, my business is flourishing, everything is going good," because a lot of people will come to you to do whatever you're doing. So in order to just be humble, we say, "Oh, we're
Okay.
just trying, we're just trying." So yeah, maybe that's my colloquialism coming out. Also, I just went to Puerto Rico
Nice.
this past over after New Year's. Celebrated birthdays, wife's birthday.
Yes.
Nice
Excellent.
weather. I kind of like to want to settle there, but anyway,
Did you get some visuals, some great pictures, or?
I tell you, there's a street, there's an art. They have like an artwork somewhere. My wife
Mhm.
was making fun of me and saying, "You sounded like a kid on a candy store, or you felt like a kid in a candy store," because I was going all over taking. Oh, there's that picture I want to take. Behind that picture, I want to take this picture. I want to take this picture. The murals were like exemplary. And I'm gonna throw this out there. It was so good that right now I want to do a series on just the murals. And when I go anywhere, I want to take those pictures for the murals. When you go, like for example, if you're in Dallas, I want to do that. If I go to any city, I'll try and take pictures of the murals. Because Jen, let me tell you, those are exciting things to to be able to experience and watch. When I get the pictures or when I make a video, I'll
Hmm.
want to show it to you. Yeah. So
Nice.
2025. What are your expectations? Oh, but no, 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 no. Wait. Let me pause. Let's take a pause. What were your achievements and milestones for last year? Because I know your thrifting is one of the things. What are the other things that came off?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to be consistent with the podcast, and I think we did a good job with that. With your partnership, which I appreciate that we were able to be consistent and bring interesting and new content to the platform, which that definitely I want to keep it going after I mentioned before at the top of the year I lost my mom, so it was, a really a rough year, and I was ready for the year to be over with because, just everything started happening right after that, like bad, bad, bad.
Sorry to
But
hear that.
thank you. But it was a lot of good. We got to travel and do the festival and connecting in person and things like that. So, and I actually had some travel with my family members. I went to the Barbie convention before that, which was really nice. Um little getaway after dealing with something really heavy like a great loss like that. And I am not a big traveler. Like, you do a lot of traveling, but I hardly ever go anywhere. Like, I can count on my one hand the places I've been. So that year, that or 2024, I actually traveled 3 times, which I would have never thought that I would have did that. So even with dealing with what I dealt with, that was kind of needed. Those travels, and even like when we went to the festival, that was like the first time traveling alone, and we're actually going to do an episode about solo travel coming up. But I felt kind of like empowered and felt like a grown up, like, hey, I'm out here navigating alone. And you hate to say that as a big grown adult, but that was the first time I like traveled alone, and I really felt it was kind of cool to do that and maneuver and figure out, okay, where I'm going and but what I'm doing, blah blah blah. So those good things came out of it. But definitely, want to keep me consistent. Actually, the side business, be consistent there, and grow it, promote it more. I created a separate IG page for the business.
Yeah,
Um,
I noticed that. Yeah,
yeah, so because I'm like, okay, I have all this content. I got to, I gotta,
I saw the videos.
yeah, I've been trying to make some cool content. I'm trying to get accepted into their affiliate program, and I'm actually going back and forth with the people. So I feel like they're on the fence of saying yes, because I feel like I'm already like an ambassador because I promote. I'm not going to say their name because they ain't paying me yet, but but a particular platform, I
Uh-huh.
promote them heavily a lot. So they're looking at my content to determine if I'm going to make it into the affiliate program. And hopefully, fingers crossed. Otherwise, it's like, well, what are we doing? I'm out here promoting the brand. Like, I feel like I am the brand. So I might make it. So that'll be some more,
I think you touched on a point here. You are staying on brand, and remember, Chris Ward told us this. So this,
yes,
don't look at this. If you miss out on it, don't be hurt.
that's
Look at it
true.
as a
That's true.
practice of what you can do. So when the next brand comes in, you're already in it. You already know how to navigate yourself. And now what you're doing is you're trying to add the extra. Like tell them, hey, this is what I can do for you. This is what we can do for you, or
Hmm.
this is what I've been doing for you.
Right.
So take this as a starting lesson. I mean, that's what I think you do. So prepare for what is expected. I'm expecting good results
Hmm.
because yeah, I see you doing a lot of promotions for it, and I'm
Well,
glad.
promoting them is promoting myself. But I mean, I'm glad we're talking about this because our next episode next week will be all about brand deals, and we actually have a really dynamic expert in that space. And so we are really gonna just dive in and pick his brain and get all up in it because, this is, especially our fellow content creator friends, this is where you can, create some additional income for yourself and promote your brand and have brands recognize you, and that's what he does.
Oh
So
yeah,
little
yeah.
preview of
If-
what's to come
Guys, if you're listening to this, you best show up
next
because
week.
this guy don't play. He don't
Yeah.
play. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna be on a live with the guy that we're bringing in, guy, girl, whatever it is. You show up. There's a guest coming, and that guest
Yeah.
is gonna have great stuff, and I mean great stuff. It's that bad that I have to kind of stop from a conference and get back
Oh yeah, you'll
and
be gone.
get ready to do this.
Yeah.
I'll be out of town, but I'm still gonna show up. So guys,
Okay.
don't miss out. Don't miss out at all. I'm telling
For
you.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking
it's
forward to
it's
that.
me too, me too, me too. Um, we already reflected on the season,
Hmm.
and I think Jen, uh, I remember talking about this, saying that I have grown as having to work with you. Um, you have been an inspiration and have been also a catalyst for more. Yeah, start blushing. Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
uh, when you look at it, you learn a lot from doing collaborations because
Hmm.
collaborations are part of everything that encompasses life,
That's right.
job, business, like even a musician, and even life. You get a husband, or if you're whatever it is, we get into a partnership and then you stay together. That is a collaboration. You're collaborating to create kids, do whatever, and
Hmm.
see, these are things that you come together. So giving you flowers, it's been something that I have had to learn to navigate, and I have you push me to do things. You be like, hey, what about this thing? I think you should do it. What about that? I think you should do it. And I think it's worked vice versa for you. I tell you, hey,
Okay.
Jen, look, you got to do this, you got to do that. So the whole
Hmm.
season has been awesome, or based on the fact that we've always pushed each other to make sure we maximize our potentials.
I
And
push back. I push back.
no,
I
you
push
don't.
back when I need to. So yeah.
I can say you really worked on it. You really worked on me, making sure that I become good, and I've learned great lessons.
Okay.
So, what do you have for you as of last season? What can you say as you reflect about last season as a show? Not
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, definitely wanted to evolve since the very beginning. You came in, I guess, around Black History Month. We kind of started working together. But, we've been going Work by Accident since 2020. And initially started kind of like a sounding board for news topics impacting, the Black experience, or just, topics of an importance, maybe news stories that we felt strongly about, and we would bring in guests and pick and share, and we would go over particular news stories and get their take on it and discuss it, and just give exposure to stories that didn't have a lot of maybe missing persons and things like that. But just wanted to evolve that and do more, like, as we call it, evergreen topics, so that we're not held to a time specific news story, right? And we're talking about topics that we can talk about anytime. And so I think I've that was part of the goal, and I think we've done that with talking about mental health topics and autism and self-improvement topics and things like that. And we have some more just confirmed guest that will talk about authenticity, and things when things don't go right. There's job losses, you start a business, and just these challenges we have to deal with, and how we can evolve, how you can game up, up your game. The gentleman will have next week talking about how you can get on these brand deals. Um, so just having that interesting topics, and then people who are dealing with something. We talked to the interpreter who talked about the deaf community. That was really good because I had never really had an opportunity to hear about those challenges that a lot of people in our community are faced with, and we'll kind of dive more into that with some more conversations. So yeah, so this is what I'm looking for as far as content, different topics that in things that our community deals with. You're going to see people of all races and all these things, because these are things that we need to deal with as we try to get better, and as entrepreneurs, as content creators, and making deals with folks of all, everywhere. So you're going to see everybody come through.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yes.
All right. Um. Oh, by the way, we need to send a shout out, guys online. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate that.
Yes.
I think I got a side question. As what did I add to the show? I think I added myself and added more info onto the show. This is somebody who texted me from the side. They're watching it right now. Ed Campbell, Happy New Year, my brother. Thank you for gracing us, and peace and gratitude. What's the topic today? We're gonna just be open, talking about what, actually not open, but our main focus will be what we're gonna be looking to forward to 2025. What stories we may want to tell, and what our goals are. I think this will just set up as a template for what we're going to be going through in 2025, and hopefully we'll get through the topics that we have, or we'll bring in new stuff, but at least we have a general springboard to start off from, and then jump
Yes.
into the year as it goes along.
Yes, we're opening a new season with this episode for 2025. So definitely kind of just want to do a temperature check and verbal preview of what's to come, and have those conversations, as well as send you good vibes on your forthcoming speaking engagements.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
I hope to have more. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, you said we're checking on the temperature. It's going to be hot, right? It's about to be hot.
You know what? Is that
Yeah,
a joke?
yes, it's about to be hot. 2025, it's going to be hot.
Look, we're expecting some more weather this toward the end of the week, so hopefully it won't be too bad. We got to go back in the
Mhm.
office tomorrow, but
Mm. Okay.
fingers crossed we don't get stuck. So,
Are you going to share a memorable moment or favorite episode for last year?
yeah, we did a lot of mental health conversations, and talked about domestic violence and things like that. I feel like one conversation that stands out is the one mindset with Reggie, our good buddy Reggie, the what is it? The something advocate. What does he call it?
Is it
The
great?
mindset
Yeah, the growth mindset
growth.
podcast.
Yes, growth mindset. I'm probably. I don't feel like that's right. Now I
No,
gotta
it's
go.
the growth mindset podcast. That's what it is.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so
I know his last name is Reggie, but Bezu or Bees something. It starts with B, but Reggie B. Yes, yes.
correct. And
Right.
so we
Okay.
had an episode with Reggie where he talked about mindset, and that was really, I guess, dealing with what I dealt with. Um, I kind of needed to have that conversation, and because sometimes, is rough days, you know what I mean? Especially, dealing with, and I'm not not gonna go there emotionally, but sometimes it's rough. So having, checking your mindset and trying to get things done helps. You know what I mean? Taking a moment, reflect, be we talked about being grateful, and maybe writing down things that you're, grateful for, as kind of a, daily exercise that you can do for mental health, purposes and things like that. So yeah, that stands out the mental mindset. Mindset.
Oh, okay. I could throw in so many, but my star-studded moment was going to be the one with Opal Lee.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a star-studded moment
that
for
was
me. I
great.
think the, my glass is full after that show. When she showed up. One particular thing that I think I've talked about was I've had to use the podcast. Each time I tell people the podcast should, and the reason why I think we work together well is because we have content that can be used to talk about later on. It's not something that we'll just throw in there and we cannot reference it. And I remember when we did this show with Al Pete, and we kind of did the Black Twitter.
Yes.
I actually went to reference it with the class that I did on journalism and content
Uh-huh.
creation, and I felt happy because I can say truly, we did this together, and this came out from this
So
particular
everyone
podcast.
looked at. I know you mentioned that before.
Right.
Everybody looked at it, and did they ask questions, or how did what
No,
was
no,
the
it was just
response?
referencing. It was
Uh
just
huh.
referencing,
Okay.
and maybe they'll look at it later on. I've thrown it in the Podfest because you had to send out articles for Podfest. They ask you to which articles you want to share. I put that as one of the articles that I want people to look into. So when they click on it, they'll come to what is Black Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so uh, those are some of the things that I can say touched at that point to me this last year. I
Good.
cannot say favorite because they're all my favorite shows, all of them.
Anyway, it's Reggie by Soar. So
Paiso,
yes.
yes. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All
Shout
right.
out to Reggie. Okay. A few comments there if you want
Oh
to.
yeah. Ed says, "Happy prosperous year to both of you. Special acknowledgement to Jen for staying devoted and continuing to show up and out. I'm proud of both of you. Thank you, Reggie." And Tiffany Bird. Actually, Tiffany Bird has always been showing up as well. With this being the beginning of the year, I would recommend a topic on preventive health and using your health insurance that you pay monthly. I think we had discussed this and we were going to
Mm-hmm.
have Miss Tiffany Bird come talk about something, but it was more to do with the female anatomy or something like that. But I think we
Yes.
can throw in that and
Mm-hmm.
discuss preventive health. Um, it touches a lot because again the mindset of a typical African man is not on the preventive, it's the aftercare. After you get sick and then you
Right.
go get treated. That's how we look at things. We don't look at it as
Mm-hmm.
treatment before preventative treatment. So it's something that's changing, but it's a very interesting topic that we can talk about, and she can maybe lend some insight to it as well.
Definitely. Shout out to Miss Tiffany. We had a great
We got a
episode.
guest.
Great episode with her. Talking about health topics earlier on. I got around women's um what was that?
Women's health,
Women's
yeah.
yeah, women's no, it was like women's month or something like that.
Women's Month, which was in March, right? It
History,
was
Women
Yeah, it was
Histories
March.
Month. That's right. So that was
Was it Women History or
cool.
it was Women this month?
So I think
Because it
March
was Black
is
History.
acknowledged as Women's History Month, and so we had kind
Oh,
of did yeah. So right after
hmm.
Black History, we did the Women's Month.
Oh,
So
pretty cool. Oh, okay.
definitely would be a great conversation. So many health challenges, obviously that we, impact our community, and preventative care, can curb a lot of these things that, will lead into really long, horrible illnesses. But, if you kind of check those preventative things that you can do, you can curb some of that, right? So
Right,
that
right.
is definitely on the list for sure. So,
Yeah. And generally, what we want people to know is that we try to base a little of the shows to something that we think the community wants. to hear. And if you feel that there's something you really, really want to hear from us, feel free to contact Jen and Sambaza, me. We have our emails out there, or you can get us through our IG. We're readily available. And just tell us, hey, I think you should talk about this, and then we'll include this. And if you're an expert in it, we'll bring you in, and we'll have this conversation. Now, there's some conversations that we kind of have, and we'll schedule it along with what we have going on, and we'll make it happen. Definitely, we'll make it happen when it looks like it's a community based thing, and that will eventually help us, not as one community, but a broader aspect of the whole community, everyone else out there.
Definitely. For sure. All right. And let's see what else is on the list.
List. I was going to talk about if you're changing any format. Are you changing a format
Are you
or
looking
new
at the
segment?
list?
Oh,
Um,
do you think you want to throw in something like a Swahili word of the day?
I mean,
I
we
mean, we talked
could.
about that.
We could. I
Word
mean,
of the day,
we,
maybe
you
something like
know,
that. I
the
don't.
conversation about Kwanzaa, which uses a lot of Swahili words, which we did
Yeah.
one conversation on IG about Kwanzaa. We didn't get a chance to do it the entire holiday, but
Yeah,
that
because I thought
was
I was gonna catch up, and we were gonna do the final part and then kind of review from the front and then the back end. But I think next we'll plan it much better, or even if we need to pre-record it, maybe pre-record and then put it out there. Some of these things we're learning as we go along. You know,
yeah.
and especially Christmas time. There's a lot of so many things happening around Christmas that
Hmm.
it kind of puts you in that mode of you're like in a zombie type of deal where you're just moving and moving one to the next. That's how I feel. I mean,
Really?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, look, once you hit October and end of October, what's that thing? The Halloween. Once you hit Halloween, that's it. Everything's just like clockwork, moving like clockwork. Schools finish, Christmas,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas, then boom. And that's usually I'm running the marathon, so I'm preparing for a marathon. As soon as I
Mhm.
finish that
Mhm.
marathon, the next thing I'm preparing to go to New Orleans for us doing a ho ho night with the family. Then after that, come back for
Mhm.
Christmas. Then kids have closed school. Then you're trying to look for New Year. New Year, people's birthdays. My wife's birthday is starting then. So it's just like it's a roller coaster. And then now
Okay.
and then here I gotta add Podfest. So can you imagine
Yeah.
all that? Yeah. So oh yeah, and then Kwanzaa is also there. See, so all these things. I don't know, Jen. How do you feel really when it comes to the Christmas period when Halloween starts? How is it for you? Because I'm amazed how
This
you
this
make it.
year wasn't so great, but
Uh-huh.
it was nice to have, some time off, with having a winter break. In some other professions, you don't get to have those extra days, but being in the academia, right, right. So, depending on, where you work, but to have, many days, like the kids get, it was pretty cool. So I could, shift some of that focus toward my part, small business that I
Mm-hmm.
have, and that's basically what I focused on. But I wish that I did have these great family time moments that some folks did, but that's okay. Um, you know,
Okay. So, but at least you enjoyed the family, and I think that's the goal in those that period. Um, what I can say is, man, this year I'm like it's open. It's
but
the
I mean,
beginning of
like
the
you
year.
were
Just
busy. I know you did a lot of travel and a lot of events and
and we
things
start
like that.
again.
True. but yeah, I'm looking forward to it again. Just to have that time. It would be nice to use that time to actually go on a trip. It's something down the road. I might try to, use the opportunity to do some travel. Celebrated a birthday recently. It would have been nice to, do a
Oh yeah,
little.
happy belated birthday! But hey, we shouted out. Go
Thanks.
ahead, go ahead.
But no, yeah, like you guys could go on a cool birthday trip. Could have like stuck me in there. I'm gonna go with you guys.
I think so. So Jen, why don't you just do a road trip, like with the family? Just gather them and then do a road trip.
No,
I know,
look, you
I
come
know.
with a family. Everybody family don't roll deep like that. Okay, I got people who barely speaking to me right now. I
Well,
mean, that's not the desired situation, but it's real life. So
maybe okay. Uh, Pick one or two that you can roll with.
no,
Road-
no, no, no. I could
Or
go
maybe just
somewhere
yourself. Okay,
with
why
my
don't you
spouse or
say
something like
right
that.
with your spouse and then take a trip and go somewhere, and
Yeah,
then say okay every year around when kids close school you'll take a weekend just drive and people. I think it ain't gotta be out too far. It could even be a staycation. Just say you
that's
know what, do a
true. That's
staycation,
true.
just hit somewhere and hang out and say okay yeah, and that could be a goal for 2025. How about putting one out there and say, hey, you know what,
A little.
2025 we'll sit down and we'll have maybe this and then, and when you plan early, like I said, St. Louis has there's so many things.
Oh yeah, that's within an hour. Even some places in Illinois, and yeah,
Man,
some nice
thank God,
wineries, and it's a lot of things.
thank God for America. Man, there are a lot of things out here you can do. Wow.
It
Even in
is.
Dallas, you just turn around like this, you can go 5-10 minutes, you can go out there to somewhere, you know what you and your spouse like, you can just go and hang out. So I think these are the things that people, I think we sort of take for granted. We look at the big, we look at the like some grand things to do, but you can do something around you and be like, hey, you know what,
That's true. What else is on our list?
that wasn't supposed to be for you, that was supposed to be for me as well.
Okay.
Yes, I am the one who's going around and hanging out in places too. But ways that people can get involved in giving us questions. I don't know how we can get people to have questions, but Tiffany did send us some information here
She
that we
did.
will
She did.
put in. Right. And one thing that we also say, guys, come on, jump in on our live. And we have a comment section. You can put in your comments and we can have a conversation and we can post your comments, highlight what you are telling us. And if you have any suggestion, we'll listen to it and take heed. And hey, it's all out there. Just tell us, and we'll work with you. Oh, and you can tell us on social media if you feel you're scared of posting your comments over here.
Are uncomfortable. You have to say the
Yeah,
word scared.
uncomfortable. Or maybe you can come and put a, if you put something on this comment section, maybe you should tell people put something on comment section. After that, put a triple star, like star star star. That'll say, hey, don't say it out loud, just read it, and we won't touch it. How about
Oh,
that?
that's
Subtle.
yeah. So okay. So yeah, this was just kind of a verbal temperature check, not literal temperature check about, what we're doing for 20 or what we're looking forward for 2025. And we've talked about possible changes to formats, segments and ideas, show ideas and things like that. Anything additional you want to share for the opener?
I'm always repping Kenya,
Hmm.
and Sambaza podcast is going to be out here, and we're gonna do what we gotta do, and we're gonna post social stuff and talk about social stuff, and you know, uh, express ourselves. more
Yeah.
than we were last year.
No, you definitely are representing. You mentioned what you have planned for the Podfest presentation, and it sounds great. We're looking forward to hearing how it goes, and we definitely wish you good vibes and safe travels for that. Um,
And no, it has that dot dot dot. Uh,
dot dot dot.
um, what about you? What are we looking at for 2025? In a short glimpse.
No, some really great content and really dynamic guests. Just kind of looking at the horizon. We're gonna kind of space it out strategically, intentionally, of bringing some great guests who have podcasts launching. That have great podcasts themselves, that have great services that they offer. We won't hit you with the names just yet, but we got stuff in the kitchen cooking and ready to roll out. So we're just looking forward to, as we get closer to those time frames, and then we're filling in the gaps. So, there's some spaces if people are interested and maybe they have a book or they have a service or something that they feel that they can bring value to the show. Definitely open to consider.
Oh, okay.
Um,
We got one suggestion here. We may bring an affirmation of the day, words,
okay.
because words are powerful. That's from Tiffany Bird. How about that?
Yes,
I think we need to jot that down.
for sure. And you know what? That invitation has been thrown around, but so yeah. We've already.
As we go,
Mhm.
as we wind down,
Yes.
I want you to give out two projections of what you want to do for the year 2025.
Hmm.
One personal and one professional. And then I'll go next, and then we can wrap up because then you'll have the last.
One. What was that word?
What's your goal? What do you say? The year? Let's say your resolution for 2025. One personal and one professional. Because we're gonna revisit this at the end of the year.
Okay. You know what? And you mentioned the thing about the jar. I made
Ah,
my jar and actually decorated it. Oh, where did I put it?
you know what?
Ah, here it
No,
is.
I gotta make that cartoon.
I
What is
actually
it? Let me see.
I
Oh,
put
we
a
love it.
picture of myself as a little kid and I taped it to the jar and I
Okay,
put
next show.
2025.
Okay, so next show I will come with mine. So
So
this is
we're
okay,
supposed
guys.
to put good things in here, right?
Right, that happened, and each for each on the year, and then at the end of the year we'll go back and look at them. Maybe pick 10 random. You just pick 10 of them, and we say this is what happened, and this will probably be for our last show. So that's one of
Okay.
the things that we're gonna do. But that's okay. So that's gonna be personal. So both of us have that personal thing that we're gonna do
Yes.
each year. We're gonna, anything professional?
Yeah, definitely just try to elevate and put my best foot forward in my 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9, 9 to 5 and 5 to 9, and just elevate. You know.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna do the same. I made some goals, like I want to be more proficient in my work this year. And also they just put up some information that you can go for some classes. And I think those juices started rolling at towards the end of the year because I I did that class online. So I may go and enroll, not may, but I shall.
Mhm.
Um that's a Kenyan joke. If there's a Kenyan who listen to this, will realize what I just said. But I shall go and register for these classes, and I hope somewhere along the line by mid-year, it'll get me somewhere. So that's my professional goal. Personal, we already talked about it. We're gonna do that. So Jen, with that being said, can you take us home?
Okay, so we invite the listeners again to connect with us on social media and tap in with if you're not following or if you made it this far in the video episode, please like, subscribe, consider sharing. And if you found today's episode meaningful, we would appreciate those shares. And our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. And we invite you to stay tuned for more engaging content as we look forward to continuing these important conversations. Please stay tuned. Next week, we have a great episode. The two additional for the month will be excellent. So please come back. And we appreciate you so much. So until next time, take care.
Orlando, here we come.
Take care, guys. Let's see. Hang on, let me hit the right button this time.